Good morning, students. I am going to discuss the Victorian prose. Before we are going to discuss the Victorian prose, let me know a brief introduction about the Victorian era. Victorian era or age, which is one of the important ages in England or English literature. It has changed a lot of developments in the history of England. In that period, there were a lot of scientific and technological advancement happened. Due to that, there was an industrial revolution happened. That Victorian era, which started by ascending the throne by Victoria, a very young Victoria, ascended the throne of Great Britain under dominions in 1837. So many of the critics who expressed their opinions, 1837, which is the beginning of the age, when she died in 1901, it ends the age of Victoria. The world had changed forever. The age that bears her name saw such far reaching changes in the social, political, and economic sphere that one may see in it the transition from the old world to the new. In fact, the century itself was one of the paramount importance for England. It reaped the benefits of unparalleled scientific advancement during the Industrial Revolution and consequently saw unprecedented material prosperity. It was also the century of severe poverty and extraordinary suffering that led to tremendous political and social reform. In Europe, the century was the great era of liberalism. As revolution swept across Europe, the great powers tussled for imperialist supremacy and new states were born. England had slowly emerged as the most powerful colonial country, and as such, her history is inextricably connected with the history of most of the world at the time. In the Victorian age, we have to see the important genre, that is the realism, which is the important technique in the writings of different genres of literature. The novelist, prose writers, essayists, even some poets who selected their subjects as the society, which was the important subject for all the writers, because there were a lot of developments happened in England, because many persons had become capitalist due to the influence of science and technology, and many industries were coming up. And as the industries were rising, many people who were working in agricultural area in countrysides moved towards urban areas, as they had lost their jobs, lost their uh, little cultivated land. Many of the rural people had become unemployed, and they had faced to lead their life, so they shifted towards the urban areas where many industries were attracting them to get jobs. As the demand of the many people uh, owners of the factories had given very meager salary, so that there were many slums were created in the urban areas where the laborers, common people who are leading the life of starvation, and they led their life in unhygienic conditions, and they led their life with a lot of problems. So there were two categories that happened in the, at the time. Many people, some people who have become richer, they would become richer, and poorer people who would become poorer. That type of even the middle class and below middle class people who were facing a lot of problems. That was the problem. That was the main important subject that was written by many writers who are called prose writers or novelists or poets and some essayists. But now we have to discuss about the Victorian prose. In Victorian prose is called as a non-fictional prose, is a rich sequel to the earlier traditions. The English prose that began with Sydney's An Apology of Poetry and continued through 18th century essays and diaries till the criticisms and critics of the Romantics like Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Shelley. Although it has the distinctiveness of its own, the non fictional prose of the Victorian period in the is to be situated against a specific social, economic, and cultural background. The Victorian era was an important time for the development of science, and the Victorians had a mission to describe and classify the entire natural world. Much of this writing does not rise to the level of being regarded as literature, but one book in particular, Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species, remains famous. Let us see the important features or characteristics of Victorian prose. Let me now discuss the first one, Victorian realism. Coming down to the history of English literature, from the Romantic age of idealism to the Victorian era of realism, one experiences the feeling of a return from solitude to society, from nature to industry, from concepts to issues, from spiritualism to pragmatism, from optimism to agnosticism, from lyricism to criticism, and from or, organism to compromise. A large part of the complex of change that comes about in English literature from early 19th century to the later 19th century can be measured from the kind of the change the image of the ocean undergo when we move from Byron to Arnold. The movement of realism is generally a minor movement in the later 19th century, which began in France and was later followed by England. The another important feature of the Victorian prose is Victorian compromise. In terms of philosophical ideas, the Victorian period, unlike the earlier periods of literary history in England, was marked by conflicting movement carried on through crusades and counter crusades, attacks and counterattacks. The Victorian compromise was a combination of the positive and negative aspects of the Victorian age. The expansion, great technology, communication, and colonial empire, especially middle class, poverty, injustice, starvation, slums. These are the important subjects. Some of the Victorians, especially some prime ministers who were ruling under the Victorian Queen of Victoria, they wanted to expand the territory of England so that they wanted to imperial or colonial rule on Asian and African countries. So another important thing is great technology, which resulted, uh, which had created a lot of impact to improve the to rising of the industries and communication and colonial empire, and also poverty. There was a lot of poverty which surfaced in the English society. There were a lot of injustice that was done by many of the owners, big landlords, and mining barons, and the people who lived their life with starvation, and they were leading their life in slums also. They were considered as a working class people. Whereas the Romantics could afford to withdraw from the town in the initial stages of the industrialization, the Victorians, facing the flavoring of the Industrial Revolution, had no such soft option available to them. Therefore, rather than living in solitude, writers of the Victorian age had to cope with the process of change in which the old agrarian way of life had to make a place for the new individual civilization. It means here the Victorian people who have transformed from the old agrarian society into the new industrial society where they have developed as a individual civilized and materialistic society. The another important feature of the Victorian prose is utilitarianism against the chain of thinkers including Newman, Arnold, and Ruskin, who are essentially religious, was the formidable force of utilitarian thinkers, continued by J.S. Mill and agnostic scientists like Darwin, Spencer, Huxley, etc. Although utilitarianism was propounded by Jeremy Bentham, the philosophy came into operation during the Victorian era. Both the state and the industry came under the heavy influence of this mechanical approach to matters of the human soul. The celebrated principle, the greatest good for the greatest number, was the governing rule of the utilitarian thought on morals, law, politics, and administration. The another important feature is comprehensive composition. Like the Victorian novel, the Victorian prose compositions are unusually long, unlike the Augustan or the Romantic essay. The prose writings of the period are either treatises or theses of book size or essay of unusual length. Unorganized compositions. You have to say unorganized compositions. Like the Victorian novel, the compositions are not formally or even consciously organized. They are held together only by the argument contained therein, not by any formal design or pattern. Ruskin's Unto This Lost and Mill's Liberty are strictly speaking not the works of literature. However, since they advocate the humane view of life as against the political, economic, or biological, here many of the Victorian writers who propagate the humanity and morality and ethics instead of political, economical, and biological issues. They are allied to literature. Besides, they are written in a language and style which, if not truly literary, approximates the style of literature. Or some of the critics who criticize the writings of the prose of Victorian age, they are written in a language and style which, if not truly literary, but approximately the style of literature. let us see who are the important prose writers of the Victorian era. Early Victorian prose writers. Conservative by temperament means conservative by temperament means here they have followed their conventions and traditions in their character or in their behavior and religious by inheritance. There are some of the early prose writers who followed religious aspects that was followed in their inheritance. Most of the first generation Victorians were against the new forces of industry, utilitarian ethics, and political democracy. They fought these forces. So, Thomas Carlyle was also an early prose writer. Carlyle was the dominant figure of the Victorian age. He is famous for his works like Hero and Hero Worship. Sometimes some critics who criticized him as a self-proclaimed writer, but even though he wrote very important realistic aspects of that period, that society, Oliver Cromwell's letters, speeches, past and present, life of Frederick. He worked as a teacher and prophet. There he was called the Sage of Chelsea. So, especially, Carlyle was considered as a sage of Chelsea because he has adopted the religion in his works. Another important early prose writer is John Ruskin. He is known for his short works like Seven Lamps of Architecture, The Stones of Venice, Unto the Last. The another important prose writer is Lord B. Babington Macaulay. He is mainly famous for his works History of England, essays on Milton, and also essays on Indian education. So later Victorian prose writers are like the second generation of fiction writers in the Victorian age. The second generation of prose writers were more conscious of the art of prose writing than their predecessors. In the second generation prose writers who had adopted the proper writing of the prose than their earlier writers of the age. They were rather indifferent to the theological, political, and economic issues of their time. Unlike their predecessors, they made writing the sole business of their life. Art for art's sake was their slogan. They reacted against applied literature or the prose of purpose which debated current issues or preached moral or political philosophies. There was written of nature in English prose of this age. Walter Peter he was the most significant prose writer of later Victorian era. His important works are The Renaissance, Imaginary Portraits. R.L. Stevenson was also another prose writer, Elements of Imagination. In later Victorian age are best exemplified in essays of Stevenson. Major Victorian essayist. The most meaningful contributions to the storehouse of sage writing are made by Thomas Carlyle, John Ruskin, and Matthew Arnold. Victorian minor essayists are undoubtedly Carlyle, Ruskin, Arnold, with their philosophical, observant, and enlightened thoughts, had contributed to the domain of the Victorian non fictional prose. There were some minor essays too, like Walter Pater, John Stuart Mill, and Thomas Macaulay. Walter Pater, who lived between 1839 to 1894, was a scholar, critic, and an essayist at the same time. He was associated with the pre Raphaelite movement since he personally believed in their idealistic worship of beauty. J.S. Mill, who lived between 1806 and 1873, was a Mill's, especially utilitarianism, written in the 1861. That is another observant thesis, is an essay. written to provide support for the value of utilitarianism as a moral theory and to respond to misconceptions about it. Another important prose writer, essayist Thomas Macaulay. Macaulay was a historian and political writer. His Minutes on Indian Education is a discourse on educational institutions and development. It is here that he opined for the downward filtration of education in India that postulated that the institutions would educate the elite who in turn would educate the masses. So, in this way, in this session, we understood brief information about the Victorian prose and its important prose writers, some major writers and minor writers. Thank you.